Hello, everybody. Welcome to the discussion of our product. Today's discussion will be led by Caroline Foreman, advocate, Selena Khanna, facilitator, Joel Kersnich, project manager, Coy Smith, prototype engineer, and Gabrielle Toller, product designer. And together we are the Quarantine. We present to you Rate My Plate, your one-stop shop for restaurant food information.
On birthdays, dates, special occasions, or on just your average Friday night, people love to go out to eat. But for people with food allergies or special diets, eating out can be a frustrating and even anxiety-producing experience. This is because restaurants are not always clear and transparent about what is in the food they are serving. They are not always accommodating to special diets, and they are not always well trained to serve these populations of customers. Our group has been spending the past semester reviewing resources, making observations, and interviewing people who can relate. I myself, having a food allergy, have many times experienced these frustrations and anxieties when trying to eat out. The problem we chose to tackle this semester is that it is difficult for people with food allergies, intolerances, and/or special untraditional diets to eat out safely in Huntington, West Virginia.
My grandpa always complained about stomach issues and passed away from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. These are common results of someone with celiac disease not following a gluten-free diet. If he had had celiac disease, he was never diagnosed. My dad was diagnosed with celiac at age 39 after years of unaddressed stomach issues. I was diagnosed at 1 year old after stunted growth and development in infancy. Information is essential. Food allergy and intolerance cases are on the rise continuously. There's a 50% increase in food allergy cases in the last 2 decades alone. 1 in 13 children is affected. There are 30,000 ER visits per year in the US alone, caused by food allergen instances. About 50% of fatal cases occur from restaurant food. In a survey, about 25% of managers surveyed reported no ingredient list. As technology progresses, we have had an ability to address growing issues, an issue that is only mildly addressed.
The main users for our problem include the population with special diets. This includes the audience that our problem is targeting, specifically people who are vegan, vegetarian, diabetic, and have allergens as well as special diets. Extended users include customers who eat at restaurants without any dietary restrictions or concerns. Now, this is not only exclusive to them, but can even be applicable to the families of those who do face said dietary restrictions. Major stakeholders here are the workers at local restaurants, which can also be spread to corporate restaurants when comparing. Other stakeholders can be extended politically to higher government positions, which is very important to mention when discussing regulations surrounding health concerns for customers, along with those restrictions.
While we have several different users, their needs align when it comes to what do they need from Rate My Plate. Users such as those with food allergies and dietary restrictions, such as being vegan or vegetarian, along with their family and friends, need Rate My Plate to provide detailed, accurate information of what foods could be at risk, what restaurants handle their allergens the best, and what allergen information does the restaurant provide. While other users, such as those who are looking just to eat healthy, Rate My Plate offers them nutritional information for each restaurant.
The solution to our problem must fall within 3 constraints, if applicable. 1. The solution must be scalable, therefore able to apply to multiple restaurants in Huntington, rather than just one. 2. It has to be something restaurants are willing to use. They must perceive the benefits of implementation as exceeding the added work. 3. It cannot detract from the experience of general consumers. If other customers are driven away by the presence of our solution, then it is not the correct solution.
The solution to making eating in restaurants in Huntington, West Virginia safer for those with dietary restrictions is to develop an app that rates restaurant locations. The rating system will involve a rating from the public. People who have certain experiences with restaurants will be able to give their input and will provide the platform in which they can reveal these experiences. This will not only bring awareness to the issue, but also give a good guide to the public at which restaurants to eat at, as well as incentivize restaurants to do better by their customers. In short, the better a restaurant handles allergies and dietary restrictions, the higher their score will be. For example, a restaurant that gives a customer with an allergy their allergen, then they'll receive the lowest possible score. Whereas if a restaurant has fully trained staff and a separate area for making food for people with dietary restrictions, then they will have a high score. The app will have different parts in order to expand the customer's experience. The homepage will show ads as well as ratings for nearby restaurants. This will provide a source of revenue for the app. The star icon will provide a complete list of ratings. On each of these pages, there will be a search bar available to quickly and efficiently search up a desired restaurant. Under the Peanut tab, a list of common allergens and the popular foods that contain them will be available. This feature is ideal for a person who has recently developed an allergy or for the mom with children with allergies. The nutritional facts icon puts certain restaurants' nutritional facts page at the user's fingertips. This feature is ideal for people with less common allergies to see exactly what is in each dish. Finally, the pencil icon allows users to write their review of the desired restaurant. This is where the ratings and the reviews come from. This idea can also be further expanded with services such as DoorDash or Grubhub. Potentially, we could link our ratings with the app, with the restaurants offered in their app to make viewing how conscious the restaurant is with allergens and dietary restrictions easy for the consumer who has these restrictions. This also allows for the idea that a restaurant can advertise their score for marketing, which in turn will make other restaurants eager for change, so that they too can use this marketing strategy. The app that's going to make all of this possible is Rate My Plate.
In order to find the right solution, we first had to identify which solutions were the wrong ones. We came up with 3 solutions and narrowed it down from there. The first solution was a form of legislation. The second was a biosensor device, and the third was the creation of the app. We decided that the legislation was not the correct solution after researching the process and finding out how complex, time-consuming, and long this process would take. We also knew that even if we were to go through this process, we were not guaranteed for the bill or legislation to be passed. The next idea, the biosensor, we were worried about its feasibility. The technology is incredibly new and has not fully been developed. The biosensor, in theory, would be able to recognize allergens in the food. However, this would probably be very expensive to make and would have to be purchased by the individual. This would make it hard for each individual that needs it to access it. This led us to the right solution, which was the creation of the app. According to an article by Ross, Brenner, and Nealon, they say that developing a smartphone-based allergy detection system is a way to establish a convenient, accurate, and affordable product. Another article by Christian Fuller explains that technology is the modern way to solve problems and that the best way to get younger generations involved in our solution. He also talked about how the technology is available to all through a smartphone app, and it can be interactive for users through our app as well.
Our solution is innovative simply because there is nothing like it. Although food allergies affect 15 million people in the United States, there is no app to help them determine the safety of restaurants. Our solution is also innovative because, according to our research, The new solutions to problems are all about apps and how you can tap into a younger generation who've grown up with smartphones in their pockets, like us. This solution is one that is keeping with the new age of technology and will be built to last.
Big question with any idea that's innovative, and especially along with apps, is can it happen? Rate My Plate is heavily desired amongst Americans. 15 million Americans, including 6 million of those being children, have food allergies. And according to the National Institute of Allergens and Diseases, that number is rising every year. Up to 65% of Americans experience food allergy reactions after dining out. From the business perspective of Rate My Plate, it will be viable. The National Restaurant Association estimated that in the United States, $800 billion of sales were generated in 2017. And on average, consumers ate 18.2 meals outside of their home in the United States. Now, the apps in the top 200 on the App Store grossed about $82,000 a day. And those in the top 800 still grossed $3,500 a day. Now, with in-app advertising, the average revenue per ad impression from banners is just 10 cents. Pop-up ads will make a little bit more at $1 to $3, and the longer video ads make at most $5 to $10. Lastly, it is feasible. While there are no technological issues with Rate My Plate, the true challenge comes from funding. To start the app development, due to us requiring data storage for the reviews page and the complexity of the app as a whole, it would cost anywhere between $150,000 to $250,000, and it would take about 3 to 6 months to make. But once it's established, however, if Rate My Plate had 1 million downloads out of those 15 million with allergies, and 10% were active users with the minimal pop-up ads and mostly banners throughout our app, we would generate $2,500 a day.
So imagine this. It's your birthday and you're going out to eat at your favorite local restaurant here in downtown Huntington. You had a great birthday spent surrounded by your friends and your family, and you really couldn't have asked for an overall better outcome. So tonight you order the chicken with barbecue instead of that Thai peanut wrap you've been dying to try because of your peanut allergy. The food finally comes and you're eating, enjoying that nice warm meal. But a few minutes later, you start to feel a little bit warm and it feels like your throat is closing. You feel itchy and you begin to cough. It isn't until your parents go to great measures with the chef and the staff to find out that the barbecue sauce is actually made with tree nuts. I mean, who would have known, right? Well, restaurants are not always transparent about what is in the food that they are serving, and we are not always accurately informed of what it is that we are consuming in return. In the past 2 decades alone, as mentioned earlier, there has been a 50% chance increase in the risk in food allergies, with 1 out of 13 children here having been affected. To reiterate our problem, it is difficult for people with food intolerances, allergies, and special diets to safely eat at most restaurants in Huntington, West Virginia. The solution to making eating in restaurants in Huntington safer for those with dietary restrictions is by developing Rate My Plate, a software designed to rate restaurants and locations. People with restaurant experiences can provide input and a platform to reveal their dining experiences, bringing awareness to the issue and informing new users of what major foods to be cautious of with allergens, as well as which places most cater to their dietary need. The feasibility of our solution, from promotional advertisements and open social media advertising along with word of mouth, will allow for a greater overall success of the application installation. Our company is invested in making a difference for users with dietary restrictions, needs, and concerns. Will you make a difference today and rate my plate?